But since Biden took office, over 29 major cities have seen a 30% increase in murders or higher. They've never had a crime wave like this in the country. It's going to get much worse because of migrant crime. Last year, Washington, D.C. had the highest number of murders in 26 years. We have a capital where people are afraid to go there now. They're getting murdered. They go there from South Carolina. They go there from different places, and they come home in a box. No one has suffered more than black Americans from the pro-crime agenda of white liberals. Most of the violent crimes in these cities are committed by a small handful of dangerous repeat offenders, many of whom have been set loose by Marxist prosecutors. They don't want to go after them. And radical district attorneys who are too focused on locking up Republicans. They do. I have more people after my ass than anybody. I don't think there's ever been a criminal, the worst criminal in history has not had the kind of attention that I've had. And that's weaponization. That's trying to inflict pain on your political opponent. We've never had that before in this country. You do have it a lot in third world nations, but we are becoming a third world nation. Like citizens of all backgrounds, black Americans want to live in safety. And that is what I will deliver as your president. You want safety more than anybody else. You want safety. You want to be able to go get a loaf of bread and not be shot. I will bring back the rule of law in America, and your community will be safe. I promise you that. As president, I gave our police officers the support and the resources to do their jobs and to do their jobs properly. We did a great job with that, and crime was way down. We also passed groundbreaking criminal justice reform. We wanted that. And nobody wanted it more than our great black citizens. They wanted it. They came to my office. We had a tremendous guy named Van Jones. You know Van Jones? He works for CNN, so nobody watches. But he came to my office along with a few other people. He was brought in by my very brilliant son-in-law, Jared, who's probably liberal, but I don't want to talk about it. A brilliant student from Harvard, probably liberal, but anyway, he says, Van Jones would like to see you, and a couple of others. I said, I'm not a big fan of Van Jones. He said, no, it's so good, it's criminal justice reform. Van Jones comes in. He said, sir, we're 5 votes short. You're the only man that can get criminal justice reform done. We're 5 votes short, sir. We need to get some conservative senators. You think that's easy to get? No. I said, so tell me about it. And he breaks down and he starts crying. And I thought it was a beautiful thing. I mean, it meant to me that he meant a lot. And he was crying like a baby in the office saying, we need your help, sir. It's not going to happen. We were so close, but we're 5 votes short in the Senate. And I said, so tell me about criminal justice reform. And he said, it's something that the black community feels very, very strongly about. And I said, let me look into it. And he left. But the guy was, he broke down, totally broke down in my office. And I called up some guys, and one of them said, oh, you're calling about criminal justice? I don't want to do it, sir, but if you want it, I'll do it. I said, really, I'd appreciate your vote. I called up another one. And then actually we had a couple of conservative guys that actually wanted it, right? We had some conservative senators and congresspeople, very conservative, some of the most conservative. Actually, had the biggest liberals and the biggest conservatives. But I called up a couple, but I had to really twist arms, as they say in the world of politics. And I got it done. Nobody else could have done it but me. Obama tried, he couldn't do it. Bush tried, he couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. I got it done. And it was a big deal, and everybody was happy. And they had a big celebration, and they had a news conference. And Van Jones was there with about 15 or 16 people. I called my wife, our great First Lady, who says hello to you. She loves you, by the way. I called our great First Lady. And I said, honey, I did something really good. Watch this, because the man is right there that I did it for. And he broke down in my office. He really wanted it. It was very beautiful to watch. He wanted it really for the black population. It's a very important thing. You know, you've been trying to get criminal justice reform for 60 years, where people are put, like some of our friends, they're given 50, 60-year jail terms for something that they should be given almost no jail term. And it was a serious problem. But I said, baby, watch this. It's going to be beautiful. He's going to say great things about me. I love that. Look, I don't care who you are. If you're watching television and somebody's on, if they say nice things about you, you tend to like them. Or you tend to at least want to watch. We can all be cool. I don't care. But I said, watch this, honey. It's really important. What we did is something really special. Nobody else could have done it but me. I'm the only one who could have done it. And so watch how nicely he'll recognize me. So he gets up. He goes, today we got criminal justice reform. I want to thank Reverend Al Sharpton. He had nothing to do with it. He said, I want to thank Jim Jones. I want to thank Jim Smith. I want to thank Irving Schwartz. I want to thank this. I want to thank that. I want to thank this. He's reading a list. He never mentioned my name. And I say, Van Jones, someday I'm going to get you, Van Jones. It's true. You know that? He never mentioned my name. My wife said, congratulations, darling. Great job you did. Ben, he never mentioned my name. And I thought that was terrible. And you can't do that stuff, you know. You can't play those games. Black conservatives understand better than most that some of the greatest evils in our nation's history have come from corrupt systems that try to target and subjugate others to deny them their freedom and to deny them their rights. You understand that. I think that's why the black people are so much on my side now, because they see what's happening to me happens to them. Does that make sense? I've heard that. When I did the mugshot in Atlanta, you know that mugshot is number one. Elvis Presley's number two, and Frank Sinatra's. They had Frank Sinatra for fighting, and they had Elvis for, I don't know, something in a gas station. He tried to hold up a gas station. I don't know, something. Elvis. So Elvis is number two, but he was always number one. The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts, and they sell them for $19 a piece. It's pretty amazing. Millions, by the way, millions of these things have been sold. So I don't know if I'm proud of it or not proud of it, but anytime you can beat Elvis, that's okay, right? Over the past few years, millions of Republicans have woken up to the dangers of weaponized power in our government and our justice system, and no one knows about that better than me. When I return to the White House, I will have no higher priority than to restore fair, equal, and unbiased and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. That's for everybody in this room, everybody in this country. We share the dream of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. He was great. What a speech. Where is she? Where's my beautiful... I want to be able to see you. I wish they'd turn off those lights. But you are so amazing, and we've been friends so long. But we share those dreams of a nation where we are all treated equally, because we're all created equal, with equal rights and equal dignity in the eyes of God, and we love God. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great, great badge of honor, because I'm being indicted for you, the American people. I'm being indicted for you, the black population. I am being indicted for a lot of different groups by sick people. These are sick, sick people. Never forget, our enemies want to take away my freedom, because I will never let them take away your freedom. It's very simple. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you, and I'm just standing in their way. I just happen to be standing in their way from the very first day that we take back the White House, and it's going to be we are going to take back, it's not me. This is the greatest, Make America Great Again. When Biden gets up and says, we're going to stop Make America Great, I say, the guy doesn't even know what the hell it meant. If I said, Joe, what does MAGA mean? I don't know. Please tell me, I'd love to know. Make America Great Again. But right from the beginning, we take away our beautiful, cherished White House from crooked Joe Biden. I believe we're going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country, and the 4 greatest years for the black population. It will inure to your benefit, just as it did in my first 4 years. Before I even arrive at the Oval Office shortly after we win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled and restore peace through strength. Just like when I did the wine and just like I did with the soldiers, we will have peace. We will have peace. We're not going to let that go on. People are being brutally killed by the hundreds of thousands. The numbers are far greater than they report. We're going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope and safety and beauty better than they have ever been before. We'll work with Democrat mayors and Democrat governors if we have to, but we're all controlled by the Democrats. But we will go in and we will straighten our cities out and we'll get rid of the crime. We will take over the horribly run capital of our nation in Washington, D.C., and clean up, renovate, and rebuild our capital city so it is no longer a nightmare of murder and crime, but rather it will become the most beautiful capital anywhere in the world.